Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to another episode. This episode is on the 44, otherwise known as the Life Path 4, but with the companion numbers 4 and 0. Alright, so the 4 is stability and process, and the 0 is inner gifts. Let's start off with a quote. Those on the 40/4 life path are here to establish secure foundations in their life by following a gradual process to their goals, applying their inner gifts in a spirit of service on behalf of people or causes they value. Like 22s and 33s, 44s have a very focused life purpose, undiluted by other numbers and energies. Alright, so that's the 40/4 in a nutshell. You are very, very focused because you have a 4 and a 0, and a 0 isn't really another life path number. It's just, it's only exists as a companion number. And in this case, it just means you have inner gifts. So inner gifts are your expressiveness is very good, or at least you have the potential for these 4. So the 4 are expressiveness, strength, sensitivity, and the last one is intuition. All right. And these are potential gifts that you have. You have them, but how far along they are developed, that's different for everybody on this life path. All right. So the 4 is stability and process, and the 4 is really the one that wants stability. You want to have a stable home. You want to have that foundation all laid out correctly, and everything in your life, it's just stable. That's what you love. It's not what all of you have, but in your strongest version of yourself, the foundation has been laid down, and you are living a very comfortable, secure life, because you don't like the insecurities of things that are not known to you. And in this case, for example, if you have your own company and you're unsure when the next payment is coming in, that's not really what you thrive at. That's probably the worst situation you can be in. For you, it's nice and really adamant that you have for example, a solid paycheck, or at least if you have your own company, which most of you won't have, but you could have it. It has to have a stable income, otherwise it will not work for you. So for example, when we had the whole the C period, I'm not gonna say it, but those 2 years where we couldn't really do anything, you needed that stability. And if you were like an entrepreneur back then, that would have given you a lot of stress. And well, hopefully everyone got through it okay. So that's what you need. You need that security that everything is going to be fine. And in your best case scenario, you are actually the one providing the secure foundations to others. So this is actually, I think this is your gift in life. You have that urge that you want that, and you also have the means to do this. And we'll get into that a little bit later in this video, how you can do this, or if you're listening to the audio. So, what are some interesting things about you. So let's grab my list. So yeah, you like a structured approach to life. You thrive in this. So in organizations where you know what people expect of you, that's where you will really thrive. And also in any business you step into, you're valuable for any business. You're the type of person that's really nice to have, that makes sure that you have the stability within the company, and you'll make sure that everyone is okay within the company. As to the needs that people have. So let's say that you're the one who has to bring in the money. You'll do that, but you can also be the manager and take care of everyone. So you have extreme. You have attention to detail. So you are really focused on details. This is a very good thing, but it can also be a bad thing because you can get hung up on details and forget the bigger picture. So one of the things that might be one of your challenges is that you can have tunnel vision. So you're focusing on one thing, and it can be something really small, like a little cog in a machine, and the whole machine is here, and you're focusing on this little cog, and it should be perfect, should be better, it should be, and you're forgetting that there's also a whole machine around that it's not just that cog. But also you can have tunnel vision in the sense of that you are looking to a future goal, and you are trying to get there, but you're skipping steps because you want to get there fast, and you in your negative you lack a lot of patience. So that's the funny thing with all these numerology numbers, is that the thing you are the strongest at, you have like an opposite thing that you're equally as weak at, and once you overcome that weakness, you can't really fully go into your strength. And for you, this is process is your weakness, but it can also be your strength. So, like I said, if you're skipping steps because you're impatient and you're ambitious and you really want to, for example, build a building, you might skip building the foundation, because why build the foundation? Nobody sees the foundation. We don't need that. Let's skip ahead and let's just build the building. We're building a building, right? Not a foundation. But this is where you have to be careful not to skip these important steps. Because if you do not build the foundation and you build the building on top of it, that building will not be standing for a very long time. So nobody will notice until it's too late. But it's you can't skip steps, otherwise you will have to do the work you did all over again. So yeah, find that patience, and that ambition can still be there. Just find the patience to not go further and further before you are actually ready. You don't like change, because if something is stable and you change things, it's less stable. So change is can bring some insecurities. So you don't really like change. It makes you feel uncomfortable. You like to have routines, and routines really help you. And I suggest you get, and probably you already have this, because this is if you're working your 4 correctly, and if you're working it incorrectly, that's fine too. Then you have some other steps you can take. But routines are very important for you. So you're the type of person that has like the 9 to 5 job. You wake up at 7. You have your morning routine. You always eat the same breakfast, and then you have your cup of coffee. You take the car or the public transport to work. You go there till 5 o'clock. You eat at 12. Everything is mapped out for you. You come home, you eat at 6. You have your little evening routine. You drink 1 beer every night, or whatever your thing is. You drink exactly 3 cups of coffee at work. That's kind of how you work. So right now, I might be saying it like this is a bad thing, but it's actually not. It's just the opposite of how I work. So that's maybe why it might sound a little bit sarcastic. But this is actually really good for you, because this is the structure you need, and the way how you can fully grasp your potential. Because if all those things are gone and all the insecurities are gone in between those times, so when you are actually working, you can fully focus on the work, because all the other stuff in your life is stable. It's super stable. You don't have to worry about that, and you can put 100% of yourself in your work or in your relationship, in your kids, in your family, in your friends group, in your football team, whatever it may be. So this is actually really good for you. You also have attention to quality in work. You prioritize quality over quantity, and you would, if you're in your positive, you will craft things that are that will stand the test of time. Because if you're working it in a positive, you will make sure that that foundation is perfectly set. For example, with the example of the house, you will make the perfect foundation and build a perfect house on top of it, and this house will be high quality, and it will stand the test of time, because it's all thought out really, really nicely. So what are some challenges for you? Well, we touched on it a little bit already. Like, for example, you might be a little bit rigid. So not as I'm more of a flexible type, and you're more of a rigid type. And the rigidity is something that can work against you, because if times are changing, you might be really slow to adapt to that change. And on the other hand, if you are really flexible, you can be too flexible, and you're changing every time, and you might actually change things before you actually need to change things. So you're probably the type that is still accustomed to, let's say, Facebook or Instagram, and you're not going towards TikTok or any new platform that's coming out, like Be Real or whatever. So you'll probably wait a little bit until it's you don't have another choice, and then you're going to Snapchat or TikTok. But you like the structure you have, so it can make you a little bit rigid, and you might lose some of the opportunities. For example, if you're the social media marketeer for your company, which has a lot of structure as well, with daily postings and daily everything can be pretty much scheduled these days with your content. So you might be a little bit slow and missing opportunities on the new platforms, but you will do well on the existing platforms. You have perfectionism, so you are trying to be perfect with a lot of things, and that can obviously work against you. I don't think I really need to explain why that is. You have difficulty delegating to others. Yeah, so that you like to do this yourself, because then you know things will get done correctly. But you don't need to do this. You can really let things go and give other people responsibilities, and actually giving them the gift of growing for themselves and being able to do this. So you might have had some experiences. A lot of you have manager roles, so I'm not sure if that's what you're doing as well. But don't micromanage them, and let your people do whatever they are doing. Or if you're an entrepreneur, let your people do what they're doing, and they have to learn this on their own. And obviously the first few times you're doing things, it will go wrong, and things will go wrong, but that's their learning process. But also see this as your learning process, because you can go into the mode of, I have to do everything myself and blah 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 blah. But just feel, you can feel that feeling, but just let it go. And other people have to grow as well. You had to learn stuff as well. You didn't do everything perfect the first time, even though you would love to do everything perfect the first time. Have some more trust in the other people, and give them the opportunity to learn, and give yourself the opportunity to learn to delegate effectively. Spontaneity is something that's not really for you. You can struggle with that. You can get overwhelmed by details. You have you have difficulty expressing emotions, because why? Emotions they're not structured. They can go anywhere, and you might lose control. So you're really, I'm not sure if this is true, but you might be suppressing your emotions. And I think this is something that you can learn how to feel those emotions and see that it's not all bad. You are let's say in the relationship, you are the rock. So you are not the emotional type, but you can be the type that talks about their emotions. And I think you can learn to really express those emotions as well. But it's not something that comes naturally to a 4. Obviously, there are some exceptions, because you are a 44, so you also have the 0, so you have that expressiveness as well. So if that is developed properly, this will not be an issue for you. But if you haven't developed this, then it is. All right, so you have a fear of failure, a strong desire for success and stability. So you might have some challenges and some anxiety when taking risks or trying new things. And I think this is, it might be a nice challenge for you. Might be a little bit too much, but let's say you try something new every month. Every month you try something new, just to kind of stretch your comfort zone. And you also have difficulty letting go, because letting go equals change. So in example, you have in your relationships, when somebody breaks up with you, or you break up with someone, you have some difficulties with letting go. All right, but there are also positive traits in the 44. So let's get into those right now. So you are really practical. You have a strong sense of realism, and when you are working your numbers correctly, so let's say the process is one of the things you're not you can be really good at, but you can also be really bad at. It's probably nothing in between. The process part is where you, for example, you have a task, and when we're still at the house analogy, we'll go with that. So step 1, we're gonna dig. Step 2, we're gonna build the foundation. Step 3, we're gonna put some walls down. Step 4, we're going with some additional levels on there, and step by step, and then until the house is completely finished. And that process, once you know how to do this, and once you are working this correctly, you are actually unstoppable, and you are probably the strongest number combination of the life paths that can do this, because you have the 4, which is really towards that stability. And if you are if you master the process, the step, then you are then nothing else will stop you. You're not there are no other numbers diluting, it's a bit of a harsh word, diluting your focus. So I think you might be the strongest one once it comes down to this. And what is this? What's good about this for you? Well, once you have figured this out, how to go from having a goals to making the steps in between, and actually reaching your goal, this is where you shine, and this is what you can replicate with other goals. So let's say one of your goals is getting into shape, and you are doing those steps, and your next step is, okay, finding my ideal partner. All right, and you've done that, and the next one is, okay, I want to earn so much money a month, and you'll do that, and you follow the steps, and this is where you really shine. So in this case, it could even be setting up a company, but there's a lot of insecurities there as well. But I think you understand what I'm talking about right now. All right, so you have attention to detail. You are a really hard worker. You excel in organizations because organizations have structure. You are a very reliable person once you are on your positive side. If not, you are unsafe to be around because you cannot be counted on. But this is not your nature. Your nature is stability, and it's your task to be a solid foundation for others around you as well. You are honest, and you have a lot of integrity. You have amazing problem-solving skills. This is also because you are really practical, so you like to get things done and just do it. You're not you're also the thinker, but you are also the doer. So this works out really well for you. So obviously the stability and security, you have a lot of discipline, and you are also very thorough. So I think those are some amazing positive traits for the 44, sorry. All right. So I already named a couple of professions that would fit you really well, but let's list another couple of them. So you would be a very good architect. So we already had that example of the house. That's something that you would actually excel at. But also being a project manager, an accountant, a financial analyst, an engineer, a quality control specialist, an event planner, a legal assistant or a paralegal, an IT specialist, a librarian or archivist, a researcher, a surveyor, or a healthcare administrator. And we can go on and on this part, but I think that's a lot already. I'm also curious. So you are watching this, so you are probably a 44, or you are watching this for someone else who is this and you want to get to know them better. Let me know in the comments what your profession is. I would love to see if it kind of maps with this, and tell me after that what does structure and stability mean for you. All right, so what is your life purpose? Well, building structure and stability, creating order from chaos, responsibility, being reliable. This can be contributed to communities or societies, or smaller scale, just in your family. Whatever makes you tick. But I think you will have probably two things when you get a little bit older. I'm not sure what your age is right now. But let's say you already have a family and that's what you want to have. You might also, you probably also have a job that has that provides stability for people within the company. That's also a nice thing. I taught you just now that once you are really getting the hang of the process part, you will get so good at this that you can replicate this and reach any goal that you want. But you can even go one step further. You can teach this to other people on how to do this. So this is also replicable for other people. So you're really good at that as well. And you're really good at turning dreams into and ideas into tangible reality. So you are a realist. I'm more of a creative thinker in the sense that I can go all over the place, and it doesn't really have to be feasible. And for you will stay a little bit more on the down to earth side, and make it sensible and make it realistic. So the word realistic is something I'm almost allergic to, and for you, realistic is the way to go. This is it for you, and neither is good or bad. I think it's both good, actually. You're just wired a little bit different. Okay, so your health, something that we can go into. So you may have problems with your hips, your thighs, your knees, your ankles, or your feet. Basically anything that is the foundation of your body is vulnerable if you are not living in your positive, if you're not showing your light side to the world. So if you are working your shadow side of the 44, you might have one of these. You might have conditions on one of these, body parts, so to say. So anything that's the foundation of your body, if there's something there, you have some repressed drives or desires or energy. There's something that's not really working out for you, and you kind of have to clear that. And probably now that I'm talking about it and your ankle is hurting, you might actually kind of process all the data that I've just given you and see how this might have affected you if you are working some things in more in the negative than in the positive. And in the negative is not per se negative. It's just that it's contradictory to your type. So negative and positive, those are not really. It's not really good terminology, but that's the correct terminology. And it's not good terminology in my opinion, because I think you're in the negative is not always negative. It might be you're working in someone else's positive, and it doesn't work for you, so it's negative for you. So yeah, that's a little side note there. Okay, so if you have energy blocks to your sexual relationship, there's actually something you can do about that, and that's yoga or stretching and relaxation exercises. So play around with that. And one of the most important things for you is you like structure, you like the security, and you have all your ducks in a row. That's what you really have, which makes you also pretty intelligent. I think you're probably above average in intelligence overall of all the types. But this comes with a caveat as well, because you will be inside of your head. So get out of your head, go into your body, and this is actually something my girlfriend is doing a lot. She actually created a course on this. Roughly translated, it's get out of your head, get into your body. And yeah, how to get into your body, being in the present moment. So breathing exercises, or doing body scan meditation. So you're really going through your whole body, you're feeling everything in this present moment, even taking this sip of tea, focusing on the flavor. I can taste that this is a green tea. There's a little flavor of lemon, and I put a little bit of honey in there, and I can taste the sweetness. I can actually feel that the structure of the water, is it the structure? I don't know. But because there's a little bit honey in it, it actually feels like the tea is a little bit thicker, like this. So if it's true or not, it doesn't matter, because what matters is I'm now in the present moment. I'm really in my senses right now. So for you, this will work with the sexual aspects of your relationship as well. Be in the moment and be there right now. Something. I should start a referral business with anyone who has problems here. I'll just send them to my girlfriend. So I forgot to say one thing. Your body tends to put on weight easily. So a low-fat vegetarian diet would work really well for you. And some exercises that will work for you and to get all the energies flowing is yoga, dance, aikido, tai chi, and any other martial arts. And I think martial arts, but yeah, tai chi is that as well. You're really grounding, and I think for you grounding is important. So walking barefoot through nature would be really good for you as well. You're feeling that ground beneath your feet, really feeling that the foundation is steady. I think that would work really well for you as well. Okay, so a couple of other things. Yeah, how do you create wealth? Let's see. So I think you are innately or intrinsically, you're already pretty frugal, because it kind of depends how you see money. If money is if you see money as stability, and I think you do, I think most of you do, so spending your money feels like spending your stability. So you will not be spending it like in the club, going with $100 bills and spending it like that. That's not really who you are. So that's a nice thing, because I think you're a really good saver. So I think when you're working it in the positive, according to your type, you will be saving money. You will have a job. You will have the security of a stable income, and each month you will be putting aside, let's say 10 or 20 or 30%, and you will grow slowly but surely to a really safe place. So you don't have the like, you're not the person that falls for the get rich quick schemes. That is a lot of change. It's a lot of insecurity. It just really doesn't fit your style. So I think everyone that's working this correctly and is in their 40s, I think already in their 30s, they are really comfortable financially, as long as no weird things happen and unforeseen, unfortunate things. You will be settled. So for you, it's just focus on that stability, focus on getting that stable income in whatever way works for you, and you will become wealthy over time without any extra effort. Yeah. So I have some final notes here. So appreciate your sensitivities as well as your strengths. Follow every step on the path to reaching your goal. When you're in a hurry, take the long, sure way, the long way. Just do things according to who you are and what feels right. And if things I'm saying don't, if there are things here as well that don't resonate, don't do them. Just only do the things that do resonate, because you are a 44, and that 0, you might have like a little bit different weight on the expressiveness, the intuition, the strength, and the other thing. But you might be a little bit different, and you might be in a different part of your life. So you might be like, I'm not gonna do something new every month. That I'm not gonna do that. I love what I'm here, and this is my stability. And then don't do it. It's not up to me. It's up to you. You have to find that perfect way that works for you, and it doesn't need to be perfect, by the way. Just because otherwise you can get stuck in your perfectionism, and you can go into tunnel vision, like, am I doing things correctly? So don't do that. So treat your life as you would build a house. Provide a solid foundation and follow a gradual process, and make sure not to skip any steps. All right, so I have a couple of questions you can ask yourself. Feel free to pause the video and write it down after I state them. I will state them all once. When I make decisions, do I overanalyze or do I trust my gut feelings? How can I use my family challenges as a means of growth? Have I found a balance between supporting others and allowing others to support me? How flexible am I in response to changing needs and situations? And for all of these answers, see whatever comes up, if there's something you can put into practice, and put it into practice. Okay. So if there was anything of value in this, we're not done yet, but if there was anything of value, please hit that like button, and I would really appreciate a subscription from you as well. And I think this is important for you as well, because there are some other videos you need to watch to really understand your complete number and your chart. So there's a couple of other videos. So for you, it's not that much because you are a 44. So you have the 44, the 4, and the 0. Those are the 3 number videos that I will have for you. They are not all released yet. So if you subscribe and hit the notification bell, you can see when they will come about. And you can watch them. But there are also a couple of other videos which are the law of process, which is what we've been talking about, or I've been talking about a lot today, doing things in a sure way, step by step. That is the most important one for you, and you can also look into the law of process, the law of patterns, the law of flexibility, the law of higher will, and the law of cycles. All right. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end. I'm honored that you are watching these videos. Much love from me, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.